You are now listening to the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time at BringDownTheBand.com, and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the new Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The entire crew is here. Starting off with my man Longevity rocking the Jesus is King hoodie. I see you over there. Exclusive joints. Kanye must have turned my band. You either listen to the album or something has changed because that hoodie is fresh. I don't know if that's what you got.
This is made by Marilyn Manson. I don't know.
Oh, it's made by Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, you know.
Okay,
No,
well,
it's
disregard
not.
that. Sorry.
No, it's not. How did Norbert say? No, that's not. That's not science.
I don't remember who made it, but
That
yeah.
hoodie is cold.
I saw the logo and I was like, oh, that's
I
pretty
might
cool.
get one of those. That hoodie is. You still got the link?
Yep.
Whoever that is, I don't know who the artist is, but we can give you shameless plug or free plug right here. That's dope. My man Jay Moore is in the building. What's happening, man?
You know, blessed, highly vaccinated, trying to avoid this Omarion that's out here.
Omarion.
Yeah, that's a new variant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, and,
got that ice box.
And all his remixes.
Yeah. So,
I heard
touch
with
is
that touch.
ice.
yeah, the Rona ain't gonna have me missing Christmas dinner a second
I
year in a
heard
row.
that.
You believe that?
I heard that. My man DJ Jay Diff is in the building. What's happening, man?
Salutations.
Boy, you fresh today, man. I don't know where it come from, but the Lord been blessing you. I see you.
Wow.
Well,
Thanks, man.
My guy, he fresh to death today. Like that ensemble, brother.
Appreciate it.
Red August is in the building. If you can't hear, he's giggling. I don't know if you can hear that, but he giggles throughout the course of the show, but we appreciate him for his on-site production.
Mike really loves the word giggle.
He giggles. That's what he does.
It's one of your favorite words,
Yeah,
though.
you use
Do I say giggle a
you
lot?
use it frequently.
Giggle, giggle, giggle.
I say it like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever,
Giggle.
man. Shout out to the chat as well. We see y'all. Appreciate that activity.
That's what his mom and them used to tell him when he would be in the back seat.
Stop giggling.
Yeah.
Stop giggling. Eat
Get
your,
on, get
eat
a
your
whooping.
carrots.
That's what that's what my mom would say. Okay, long. Eat your carrots. Stop giggling.
In the back seat.
Sound like nougat, which you
No,
actually
I
found,
don't-
by the way.
I don't think your mom Duke said eat your carrots.
She didn't. But Lone found nougat. He didn't want to give me my peas last week, but
Peas
so you-
and carrots.
just so you know, he actually found nougat in the store, like I said.
Like that you
And,
never have heard of.
But I said that you ate nougat as a child. That's what I said.
But I
You
just,
ate
I never
nougat
ate.
as a grown up too.
Yeah.
I mean,
never
but,
ate.
but you found it though. Y'all was trying to play me like it don't exist. That's all I'm saying.
Man.
Trump logic is so ridiculous.
No, it's not. We're gonna talk about Trump, but no, it's not. That's what you said though, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I mean, maybe,
All right.
but maybe not. I didn't eat bowls of nougat as a child.
never
No,
said
I did
that.
not. Yeah. Oh, you did. It's
Did I
documented.
say bowls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to pull the tape up.
Specifically white folks, I think. he
I know Jay
said.
Moore hinted to white folks.
No,
And
that
then-
was what was implied.
And then I said I think everybody
Implied.
likes nougat.
Okay.
I think everybody likes nougat.
if you
can appreciate
had some sort of
Snickers or
Mars candy
something.
bar, you've had
You've had nougat at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair
But a
enough.
bowl of nougat, no. I-
just nougat on its own.
and to be honest, and to just to be fair, the nougat that I found,
Yeah.
I would have never thought that it was nougat.
That ain't real nougat.
I knew it was nougat.
I didn't know that's what it was
It's
called.
like peppermint with. It's just chewy peppermint.
What did it say on the wrapper though?
the Christmas.
I mean, on
tree.
the
On the bag, it said Christmas nougat.
Thank
which
you.
I-
Yeah. Thank you.
A lot of people lie on packaging.
That's true.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's jump.
Brand new and healthy chocolate just for you.
Let's jump into this first topic.
What up, BK?
I got a random here. I want to see what you guys think. There's a list that I came across. Been doing some binge watching of random movies, you know, watching old sports movies and stuff like that. So there's a list of the top fictional sports characters in movies. I think this list is good, but I want to check your temperature to see if you guys think that anything is missing. Now it's too big. It's like 100 people that's listed. You saw Walter Matthau from what was he the coach
Bad
of?
News Bears.
Bad News Bears. But he was like
I more appreciate him from Grumpy Old Man.
Grumpy Old Man. But he was like
And
60th.
Dennis the Menace.
But he was like 60th. So I'm gonna start around the 20s, and see what y'all think. Now I think this is low. They got Ivan Drago listed at 27.
If he dies, he dies.
To me, Drago should be way higher than 27. No
Everyone who associated Rocky should be in the top 10.
Yeah.
thoughts? Anybody else before I continue?
Nah,
I think Drago's low. Drago's low to me at 27. That's just my opinion. Then they got Steve Nebraska from the movie The Scout. I don't even know who that is. I don't know.
I've never seen The Scout.
Brendan Fraser, but yeah.
Billy Hoyle at 25 is too low. I love Billy Hoyle.
What's the top ones? What are the top ones?
You want to go to the top?
Yeah, let's. If it's not Rocky, then
all right.
I mean the top 10 or something.
Top 10?
What's
Okay.
the top? Yeah.
Let me scroll down because it's got to jump.
You got to understand, some of these characters are culturally biased too. So you might notice somebody that a majority of people may not notice.
Because I'm thinking of people like Tom Shepard. A lot of people ain't gonna.
They're not gonna know Tom Shepard.
They ain't gonna know Tom Shepard. So
Billy Hoyle is like White Man Can't Jump, right?
yeah. I'm not mad at Billy Hoyle. Sidney Dean. Y'all want to start at 10 and go down?
Sidney
Yeah,
Dean.
yeah.
All right, so let's go to 10. So,
Jesus.
Gordon Bombay
Oh yeah.
Mighty Duck.
from Mighty
Mighty
Ducks.
Ducks.
They have him at 10.
Okay.
As an athlete, well, I guess he was a hockey player that
Yeah.
became a coach.
He was a coach.
Y'all
Yeah,
cool
but-
with that?
I don't know. It depends
Nah.
what the rest are.
All right.
I mean, I really like that movie, but
Bobby Boucher is number 9.
I'm with that.
All
He's
right.
up
You
there.
with that?
I agree.
Okay, the Water Boy. Number 8, Jesus Shuttlesworth. I'm good with
I can
this.
dig that.
All right.
That's-
He got game.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see.
Let's see indeed.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Sandlot. I'm not mad
See,
at this.
the only thing about that is Sandlot as a whole is an epic sports movie.
He went pro though.
But Benny the Jet wasn't even the star of the movie.
No, that's
He wasn't, but I don't know,
Nah.
man.
Is
He
this-
went
is
pro
this-
though.
is this ranked on like skill of these players, or is it ranked
I
on?
think they're looking at it from.
They can't because
impact.
Gordon
I think
Bombay
it's a-
was a coach.
But he
Yeah.
was like a child star, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could say that.
I don't know. Anyways, let's see what else.
Sandlot was cold though. By the way, that's one of my
Yeah, it's
favorite
like
movies.
top 5 sports movies. for
Scott
me.
Howard and Teen Wolf.
See,
Yes,
no,
no.
So
They
see,
missed
you
the
see what I'm
mark on
saying? There's
they
a,
missed the mark on that.
did they miss the mark on that?
Absolutely. There's
Okay.
no way that he should be top 10,
I could
whether
think
he's Teen Wolf or not.
I could think of. There's somebody that's got to be able to replace him. We talking top.
Ivan
Bow Wow
Drago.
could replace him.
I don't know about that. I don't know about Bow Wow.
Teen Wolf was more about him being the wolf to me and clowning and whatever.
Maybe they-
more than him playing basketball.
Maybe they doing. I don't know. Maybe they doing a combination of both. Happy Gilmore at 5.
I can.
Top 5.
Yeah, he's up
I
there.
can G for him being top 10.
Top 10. Okay.
Go in your hole.
Daniel LaRusso is number 4. I'm not mad at this.
I'm mad at this
Kid.
because honestly,
Don't disrespect Daniel LaRusso.
No, wasn't
man.
particularly good at karate. I don't think Mr.
He
Miyagi.
He won a
He was
tournament.
low key. He was a bully.
Mr. Miyagi wasn't really a great teacher.
He won a tournament.
He low key is
No.
he's low
No.
key is the whole problem behind that movie.
Oh my
He came.
God.
He moved to California and decided he liked somebody that already had a boyfriend.
Wait a minute.
But that
Wait.
wasn't really the case, though.
I don't know. Kinda.
Thank you, Lone.
Kinda. A little
I
bit.
mean, they were on the outs.
She wasn't really messing with
They
fam
might have
like
been
that,
on the
though.
outs, but he had a little smart mouth on him.
Yeah,
They got him beat up, and then he wanted to learn karate.
you better learn.
And then
that.
he
Time out.
still.
Time out. Wait. Y'all not about. There's no Daniel LaRusso disrespect.
No, I mean I rock with Karate Kid. Don't get me wrong.
Y'all don't. You
But
just
I
dismissed
don't think
Miyagi
he was a
too.
bully, though. I don't think he
He
was a
wasn't
bully.
He wasn't
bully?
a bully, but he was an antagonist.
My boy was the bully. What's because I just watched. We were talking about Cobra Kai last year. That
Johnny.
series is dope. But Johnny,
Yeah,
Johnny's the bully.
He might have been, but he was an antagonist. Daniel's son was an antagonist.
But Daniel pulled old girl though. He pulled
He
her.
might have pulled her. But like, remember the night at the dance?
Yeah.
Like they wasn't even thinking about Daniel's son, and he went in there and put the water on dude.
Hey, that's-
They had picked on him though before
That's
that.
him.
That
That's-
was like
that's
long
him
time
finding
ago.
his moment.
Thank you.
Well,
Lone.
his moment got him really beat up.
J-Mo,
True.
I feel like you about to
True.
I feel like you about to disrespect Mr. Miyagi, man. Cut it
Nah,
out.
I
bro.
rock with Mr. Miyagi.
Listen, watch this. Watch this. Go ahead, man.
Look, first of all, Mr.
Oh,
Miyagi
my
was
God.
exploiting a youth for labor.
No, he wasn't. How?
Got him to paint his fence and wash his cars
For
and
free.
all this other stuff.
He didn't even give him a shilling, but he did give him a car though.
Okay, I give
That was
him
a nice car
That was a
that he
nice
gave
car.
him.
Fam won the tournament though. It all turned out.
Yeah, but let you try to use that anywhere.
Joe
Stop,
Jackson
Lone.
was the same
Stop,
way,
Lone.
right?
He was. Just cut it out.
He tried that same foolishness when he went to Japan. It was over.
Yeah, that was a legal kick.
That was a legal kick.
You know, and then he barely got over when he beat Bruce Sato's nephew.
Fam put a knife on him though, right?
I mean, yeah, that wasn't cool, but I'm just
that
saying.
wasn't cool.
And then in the third one,
In the
was
middle of a
somebody-
hurricane.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you know, I'm sorry, but this
his karate was barely getting him by in all three of these movies.
He had mediocre.
I don't agree with this. How you mediocre? You win a tournament.
I mean, he did only have like 2 moves.
He won a tournament. He won a tournament.
He knew good defense.
Fam, he won.
Thanks to Mr.
Red
Miyagi.
August, he
That's
won
why
the
you got to give
tournament.
Mr. Miyagi his credit.
He pulled-
because he taught him. He definitely taught him defense. If anything.
He pulled the chick in every movie and won a tournament. Y'all are not making sense right now. Even in the one in Okinawa, he pulled the chick, won a tournament, won.
Pulling the chick mean you're good at karate.
He won.
Yeah, you focused on the wrong thing.
I'm not focused on the wrong thing, bro.
You could pull a chick back then if you had a BMX bike.
Yeah. If you had a mongoose, that's how I knew like there was something wrong with the movie where the bullies were soccer players.
Bro, he pulled the chick.
They play real cross.
They had dirt bikes.
Bro, he pulled the chick in Okinawa and won. Whatever you call it when they was on the island.
I was like, this school doesn't have a football team. There's a hierarchy here, and I don't understand what
You might have pulled a chick in Okinawa too if you had went there. You the new kid on the scene in a new country. You're interesting to
So
them.
now the standards low in Okinawa?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
All right.
They didn't have a lot going on there.
Just saying, man.
Now this is interesting. Number 3, I actually love this movie. Dottie Henson.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great
She
movie.
was cold. That movie is cold.
And she was a beast.
She was a beast.
What are you talking
was-
about?
yeah.
Lil
League of
Jon?
League of
Their
Their
Own.
Own. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was
Gina
the best-
Davis. She was cold.
She was the best player in the league too,
Facts.
Okay,
by far.
that's cool.
I'm not mad at this. I don't know if 3. I don't know where.
It makes a whole lot more sense than Teen Wolf.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense than Karate Kid.
All right, Roy Hobbs from The Natural,
I don't even know if I've ever seen that.
I've never even seen that.
1984.
A
haven't
natural
seen
what? What sport?
Stop, man. It's baseball.
I know of the movie, but I was just
This is too high for me. This is
I'd
way
rather
too
have
high
the
for
kid
me.
from Rookie of the Year than him. I don't know.
I'd rather have Icebox from Little
Wow.
Giants.
Okay.
I'd rather have Snot Boogie.
Snot boo.
Snot Bubble.
Yeah.
From the
Stop, man.
I had to look him up. Snot Bubble.
All right, man. Number 1 is Rocky.
Yeah, that's the only.
So
correct
why
answer.
is Apollo Creed not in that?
Apollo. See,
He got he got beat.
stop,
Yeah.
Long.
Well, Ivan Drago should be in the top 10.
He should be way higher than 27. That's all I'm saying. Drago should be way higher.
They brought Drago back for the last Creed movie, and it made the movie so good.
Creed really ain't missed the mark. If they can stay on what they're doing, because there was a couple Rocky movies that had missed.
Hey,
But these Creed
both of
movies were
the
doing it.
Creed movies are fire to me.
You know, the only Rocky movie that missed it had its own kind of charm was Rocky 5.
oh, the
That's
Tommy
one with
Gun movie.
Gunn. Yeah, I ain't like that one.
Okay.
It was still cool.
I got one randomly.
Oh,
Cuba Gooding Jr. and Gladiator.
he's
You
on
ever seen
here.
that movie?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
on
I
here. I
remember
think
that.
he's on here. Like they got
That's my favorite boxing movie.
they
Yeah.
got Sanaa Lathan 16 for Monica Wright.
Is anybody from Remember the Titans on that list?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
but technically that was based on real stuff.
They
Oh,
got
okay, yeah, you're right.
they have
What about Michael Jordan from the Last Dance?
no man.
Or Space Jam.
Adonis Creed is 20.
What about Bo Kimball from Heaven is a Playground? Is that on there?
No, I don't think that's on there.
Okay.
They got here's another one. Willie
What
Beeman.
about Cornbread?
I think
Cornbread Nero.
Willie Beeman was 23. Willie Beeman is a little low because Jamie Foxx played. I think he played that role well.
What's this off of?
Willie Beeman from
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
What about Friday Night Lights?
Shane Falco from The Replacement.
But based on real stories.
Yeah, okay.
Drago being 27th is what I don't agree with.
First of all, Apollo Creed. I watched Rocky 3 the other day,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty because you remember after he lost to Clubber Lang,
yeah.
Paul was like, "I'm going to train you."
They
And
got
I'm-
Apollo at 32
and
for the record.
And I'm looking at montages, and that whole time, Apollo had to be like, "How did I let this punk beat me?"
Hey,
like-
Apollo was in shape.
Yeah,
Sorry.
even for Rocky 3 when he wasn't even in
Yeah.
boxing, I was like,
Mr. Miyagi's 33, hater.
I mean, he really wasn't an athlete,
yeah, I
though.
mean,
Mr. Miyagi did this.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
And caught flies with chopsticks.
I'll sleep on his impact. I wish Red August had a mic because I think Red August would agree that Mr. Miyagi had way more impact.
I like
than
Miyagi.
y'all trying to
I
play.
like him.
Yeah, I rock with Miyagi. He didn't have
But
a
you
lot
talking about he need to be way higher. I don't.
because
I
he
don't
beat up
think
those
that.
kids.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you gonna do that? That's
Child
what we gonna do.
abuse
We gonna do-
and,
I mean,
That's what we
and
doing.
child
Oh,
labor
we gonna-
exploitation.
okay,
He
we
beat
gonna
up
do-
like 4
okay,
kids at
okay.
the same time. So
I feel you.
I'm
I
saying
feel
that's got to rank him higher.
Now he
probably.
beat up 4
Yeah.
kids. Now he a child abuse.
He beat up the bullies that were beating up Jane what's his name?
Russo.
LaRusso.
I feel
And
you.
how high was he? 8 or 9?
This is
Miyagi
bad,
beat
man.
them all up.
He didn't beat the
And he
kids
was
up, man.
72.
Yeah, he should have been
He
higher
did beat them
ranked.
kids up.
He didn't beat them up.
And he trained.
He protect
LaRusso.
Daniel. He didn't beat him up.
Is Jaden
he beat
Smith
him
on
up.
this list?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Where Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan is lower.
I'll be grabbing my drink.
I thought that was me. I'm sorry. Malone is a hater, man. There's just a few that are missed. They even got Doug from
Doug.
Well, I don't know.
Thought you was gonna play with my frog.
Yeah, his character's name is Sanka Coffee from
Cool Runnings is based on a true story.
Yeah,
it is. I don't know.
Some of these like even this is a little low for me.
Based on a true story.
Jimmy Chitwood should be higher because he was cold.
You know what? This is probably gonna ruffle some feathers, but I've never seen Hoosiers.
I don't know. I don't know it either.
I saw it once in the 80s. I didn't feel like revisiting.
I feel like
it.
it's
Sounds
a movie.
like a movie Jay Moore would definitely not like.
You know who should be in the top 10? Rudy.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and
Based upon how many times they made us watch it in elementary school.
Yeah,
Hold on, they made y'all watch Rudy at school.
Oh my gosh!
First of all, Sidney Dean and Billy Hoyle should be in the top 15 off GP as a duo. Or
top 20.
Top 20.
Rudy made it.
All right, man. Let's go to the next topic, man. I fool with Rudy, but
You would have thought Rudy went to the league the way.
I know.
I swear.
No, he made the team.
Yeah,
he suited up.
He played the last game.
Hey.
He got to play the trash hours.
Rudy daddy was trying to play him though, low key, until he got well, his brothers was playing him. His daddy was with him, but his brothers was playing.
The only reason you know that is because of Anderson school systems.
Where it was like required viewing.
We watched. I don't know how many times I watched that more times.
Rudy a good movie though. Are we going?
Was they trying to recruit y'all for Notre Dame or something?
Don't do that.
I don't think so.
Don't do that. No.
I mean, that's a serious question.
No.
I don't know. Be Catholics.
I don't know.
Why you say it like that? Catholics. All right, man. Let's get into the next topic. It's clearly Jay Moore.
Get into the show.
If not, Jay Moore will hate on Mr.
Yeah, I'll
Miyagi
find some other reason to destroy your
Mr.
idols
Miyagi.
from the 80s.
That's unfair. Your description of Mr. Miyagi is unfair. For the record,
it's true when you brag about it, though.
All right, man. So I ran across a list. Came across a list of top 10 artists that are claimed to have changed the game in hip hop. This is just, it's not a time frame. This is just period.
Okay.
Now, the reason I pulled this is because I want to see if you guys think now, from what we know now, if there are some adjustments that need to be made, because I feel like there might be a couple of names that might be missing. For the majority, from what I saw, the list is cool, but I kind of want to run through it and see if there's anybody that's been left out. We've talked about regional hip hop before. We've talked about the South, West. We've been through that, but
let's get to it.
They defined it as just 10. So let's go. I'm gonna go through the list and see what y'all think. I'm gonna read the. Do you guys want me just to read the list first?
Just read the list first.
Okay, all right. So we got Grandmaster Flash.
10, or is it just?
It's just a list. Yeah, it's not numbered. We got Grandmaster Flash. We got Run DMC. Right. We have NWA. We have Tupac. Big. Missy Elliott. J. Outkast. Kendrick. And that's it.
This list is trash.
That's interesting.
It's not
It's not completely trash,
it's not
but
super bad.
it's kind of missing on some
And this is most influential, or what?
Change the game.
it's missing on some things because
Public Enemy jumped out to me.
Public Enemy.
That's one that
LL Cool J definitely changed the game in my personal opinion. As
No
far as,
Rakim.
Yeah, No Rakim.
What about Tribe? No. The Tribe Carbonage?
I think they did, but I think the Outkast
is legit?
is probably they're influenced by Tribe, but I can see Outkast change the game more than them.
So you're cool with Outkast?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm definitely cool with
Let me ask you guys this: does anybody think Kendrick is premature?
I do.
You do. Why you say that?
I think his accolades stand for something as far as like getting his music in the Smithsonian and winning a Grammy for the wrong album. I mean, he still should have run a Grammy for it, but it's just too early to tell as far as changing the game, because if we're talking about somebody, we don't have a lot of Kendrick copycats or clones out here right now. It's too early. Kendrick has been around for what, 10 years?
Well, I mean, we kind of do, but it's hard to discern.
Who?
I'd have to hear some examples, Lone, for Kendrick copycats.
Logic on that one album.
I mean, he copied a lot of people.
I feel like Isaiah Rashad sounds a lot like Kendrick.
He's influenced by him.
He's on the same label.
I can vouch for that.
I know, but he wasn't when he sounded like him.
True. I can vouch for that.
I feel like there's a lot of people that have his sound. I agree with you. I don't think Kendrick belongs on this list, but I do think he has influenced a lot of people just because of who he is and his sound and how he picks everything.
Let me ask you guys this.
Lil Wayne should be on that list.
What about Eminem though? I don't think did Eminem. You think he should?
I think
Absolutely.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we see if I were to play devil's advocate and use the copycat argument? I don't see any.
Oh, Eminem?
Yeah.
You have to understand what Eminem did is influence people that may not have been into hip hop.
Okay.
Kind of, you know what I'm saying, start paying attention to it and maybe dive in and understand it and
okay.
You know what I'm saying, become a piece of the culture. I can G for Eminem.
I'm just throwing it out there. That's why this is conversation. Like
to me, Eminem absolutely fits, and I'm not even a super huge Eminem fan, but he is because of kind of what Terry's saying, like his ability to make white people feel safe and listen to hip hop. I know I'm butchering that, but you know what I mean when I say that.
100%.
You know, it's like, or maybe be more comfortable listening to it, or whatever that is, was a big thing.
Or just buying it.
The amount of rappers that wanted to rap because of 8 Mile.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
I'm not mad at that.
You know, so I feel like, but plus, I mean, this is not to take away from his talent, but I feel like he absolutely
Stop back on there.
He absolutely changed that. I know you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Sorry.
Give me your mom's number at the end of the show.
Why you gotta talk about my mom?
No, I'm gonna talk about you. No. No, but I think I think M belong. I think M's on. There's only 2 names on this list that I would probably omit.
Well, I think. What about Missy? I think Missy, from a visual standpoint, to me, I think whatever. You don't think so, Jay Moore?
You know, if you're gonna give props to that, give it to Hype Williams. Don't give it to Missy.
Yeah, but she was the face of it, though.
That's what I'm about to say, man.
True, but
I mean, Busta Rhymes was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Missy was a woman. I think we're underestimating the impact of her being a woman in that space.
Yeah,
too.
I think Missy had more impact than I.
So if we're talking about a woman being an impact on hip hop, it would have to go to Lauryn Hill, regardless of her
lack of activity.
Right, she definitely influenced women to have bars. Rhapsody is an example of that. Amongst other people,
but I think I feel like
LaRue,
Rhapsody got just as much.
Dominic LaRue.
Dominic LaRue.
She cutting that cloth.
But I feel like Rhapsody's just as much Missy as she is Lauryn Hill, though.
I don't know about that, but I
maybe not in the beats she picks, but I feel like where she drives everything from. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Missy is like a unicorn, though. Like I can't think of anybody else that's like her. So that's why I'm gonna say
he just doesn't make it. He can't rap as well as or make a tune by himself.
Well, they work closely, so I might.
He's no Magoo.
Don't do that. But with Missy, I just think visually, the woman.
Missy is tight musically as well. I ain't
musically, visually, and her being a woman and how cold she was at her craft, I think she's justified to be on here. To me, I think I would
influential.
Yeah, I wouldn't move her off the list. If, in my opinion, I'd keep her.
But it's changed the game.
Yeah,
right?
changed the game.
Because you got to think about it.
Has anybody followed in her footsteps?
No.
Visually, I think people have tried.
Well, I think there are anybody who called Hype Williams.
Yeah, I mean,
mind you,
that is a good
I see in a
argument,
comment that somebody said no to Lauren and that Missy is an artist and a producer.
I guarantee I know
totally
who that
agree.
was.
I totally agree with you on that.
But I think Lauren is probably deserves more than Missy.
As far as with Lauren, her influence from that one album,
yes,
touched a lot of individuals.
Talk to him.
MCs, so to
Talk
speak.
to him.
Missy wore many hats.
Yeah.
And if I want to be 100, I prefer Missy to Lauren Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
That might get some people on my head too. But Lauryn Hill's her lyricism and everything like that influence women to want to rap different.
I don't think
think if everybody was trying to sound like Lil' Kim.
I don't think that's fair.
Or Foxy Brown.
I don't think Missy.
See, that's why
Missy doesn't have an album as good as Miseducation.
But see, that's why I don't think Missy or Lauryn Hill should be on the album, because, and if you're going to make a case for somebody, it should be Foxy or Lil' Kim, because all the women who are in hip hop right now, outside of Rap and a couple other people, are following in that lane.
Yeah, true. That's true.
You know, if you want to talk about, because I remember thinking, how would the world be different?
Yeah.
If before Hardcore and Il Nana came out, if Lady of Rage could have got her album out that was supposed to be produced by Dr. Dre and DJ Premier.
That's fair.
That would have influenced female MCs in a whole nother lane. But now they said, okay, is this what we got to do to get on and make it? And that's what's been happening for the last 25 years.
I'm not mad at that, Jay Moore. I'm not mad at that, because Rage getting her shot with a project predominantly produced, if you will, by Dre, and we'll call it.
So is Lil' Kim supposed to be on that list?
I think so.
I think maybe Lil' Kim.
You're talking about who changed the game and who's.
You know what? That's interesting, because I think I would probably put Lil' Kim above Missy and Lauryn.
That's what I was about to ask. Do we pull Missy and put Lil' Kim in there?
Definitely.
Is that what y'all saying?
I feel kind of weird like swapping Missy out for other women, but
because I think Missy is a better artist.
Because I think
Lil'
that's
Kim.
why they put her on here. They just like, oh, we got to put a woman on here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But if you want to talk about people who have influenced the culture and changed the game for better or for worse,
yeah,
Lil' Kim.
All right, so we got Pac. That goes without saying. NWA.
Does it really?
It does. It does.
How?
Pac's. I'll tell you how. Pac has has kids now that are wearing bandanas, that are embodying. What's my boy's name that did the video?
I mean, two of the hottest MCs right now were influenced by Tupac.
What's
J. Cole and Kendrick.
Yes. That counts, but I'm talking about, what's my boy's name? It was NLE Chopper. They did the video that was everything was based off Pac. You think about Boosie. Boosie embodies everything from a street standpoint, if you want to call it, or whatever. He loves Tupac. Talks about him all the time. Pac.
He was Boopac.
Don't get me started on the titles we was coming up with. But Tupac's influences, come on, man. I just think it's obvious.
I agree.
It's everywhere. NWA, I'm not mad at that either. Like, I'm cool.
No, because NWA was like that was a shift.
Yeah.
Like that,
things changed.
It literally tilted the attention. I mean, don't get me wrong, East Coast was still doing this thing, but it tilted things towards the West Coast for several years.
Thank you. Run DMC, I'm not mad at that.
Run DMC was on Sesame Street.
What'd you say, Lon?
I don't know. That to me, the two that I would cut would be Run DMC and
There's
Kendrick.
absolutely no way to cut Run DMC.
You can't cut Run DMC, dog.
You sure?
Yeah,
I'm positive you can't cut them. Run DMC is the first rap group that actually seen a huge financial success and had a tennis shoe endorsement with Adidas. We're touring all over the world.
Crossed over with Aerosmith.
We're on Sesame Street. Crossed over with Aerosmith.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Well, no, I think with Run DMC,
you can't cut Run DMC,
because it went from.
That's fair.
That's what took it out of, like, for lack of a better term, like kind of the disco era. Their
reign just didn't last long.
Now that's different. That's a different argument. But I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at it.
Depends on how you gauge it. Because if we're talking about the 80s.
I'm not mad at
him. 80s, Run DMC reigned supreme. Like, nobody was messing with Run DMC.
But I'm not mad at him, though, because
it was over by 93.
But think about how old hip-hop...
There was a shift.
Think about how old hip-hop was at that time. They were the first rap group to have 5 albums. That was a big deal.
So look at this. You remember... what's this joint with Easy in the video? Down with the King.
Yeah.
That was like P-Rock. That was...
Like 94,
early
95?
90s? Mid-90s?
No, like 92.
Okay, if you want to count from there, I'd cut it off there. After that, then I don't know what really was going on.
And here's what I'll say too. I don't think that my comment based upon their reign specifically being long matters in the sense of their influence.
No, I feel you.
I think it's just, I missed it. And by the time I got around to listening to hip hop and stuff, it was like 96, 95, 96.
If that's when you got into hip hop and you try to put on Sucker MCs, it's like
I missed that.
That shit would have been awkward.
I missed it. So I've never been able to go back.
No, but I remember, I remember how big of a deal it was just the fact that they were on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the fact that here's this, and plus it transitioned hip hop out of like the disco era from when cats was wearing like they was out there looking like Africa Bambaataa and everybody had on like the feathers and chains
shoulder pads
to where they were kind of like almost trying to be like punk rock a little bit, you know, with a little bit of hip hop flair, to where okay, we're gonna have on the Godfather hats and the leather jackets and the gold chains like. That just when you talk about hip hop and fashion,
like neighborhood kids,
you know, that was a big deal. I think, you know, like I said, I someone needs to get out off this list to make room for Rakim and LL.
What about Biggie? Because there's going to be people that will say, "Well, Biggie only had 2 albums." So
might be true, but the thing about Biggie was his delivery was so.
He influenced
different.
He influenced the generation.
Yeah, his delivery was so
agree.
different. The way his stanzas and his bars flowed together definitely influenced even artists that were already out to be like, okay, I need to kind of get my pen game up a little
and
bit.
you got to look at it. He's a big dude with style,
flashy,
live.
I mean, so
Heavy
was
D had
Heavy
that.
D though.
Heavy D too. Heavy D too. Yeah, Heavy D also.
But this is also where you know we have to put it in there for Big, because he along with Puff Daddy showed people how to create modern hip hop albums that could appeal to the street, but also how you could get on the radio and sell records. Because
Shout out
like
to Diddy, too.
because honestly, if leave it up to Big, he'd have had a whole album full of Machine Gun Funk,
Definitely.
you know, and Unbelievable, which you know is that's fine, but you know, if we got to have something for the radio if we really want to sell this record nationwide.
The
so
kings
we got to
of
have
the remix.
So we better have
Biggie and Puff,
Warning and Juicy and Big Papa, and you can do whatever you want with the rest of the album. But we got to have at least 3 singles, and I think that's how a lot of hip hop was made going forward. Because you know, I know. Because there was a big discussion on our social media about, you know, what the things I said about Illmatic last week.
Oh my God!
But the thing is,
feathers.
You know, that's what Nas did not have. He didn't have a song for the radio. So it was harder for the people at Columbia. And Columbia Records didn't know how to work hip hop records.
Yeah.
You know, that was another thing. Like, that was not a label that I don't even know if they had what you would call a black music department, which is a crazy thing to say out loud, but that's what it was. That's what it is now. So if you don't have people who have those relationships and know how to get in these rooms and try to actually say, oh, can we go for ads this week? You know, if anybody who's ever been around radio, you know how that whole game is played. You know, then it's hard for you to actually sell records. Even in 1994, you could be on the cover of The Source and you could get the 5 mics, but if you don't have something for radio to play, that's a main component in you selling your record. So that was a difference between Ready to Die and Illmatic. Illmatic didn't have anything that could sell a record.
And shout out to Puff, because we heard the story, saw the movies and all that. He was the one that would not let that pass. He was like, we gotta have something for the radio. We gotta have a B-side, but we gotta have this. So
you gotta see, this is somebody that was coming off of Jodeci and Mary J. Blige's success. But he definitely had to add that.
But you saw how going forward, you know, even, you know, and it took Jay-Z a minute to figure out how to work the balance. But by the time he got to Volume 2, you know, like I said, when you look at Ready to Die and then Life After Death, that is the modern blueprint of how you create and market hip hop albums.
I can dig that.
I can dig that.
And people need to know how to differentiate having a song and a video on MTV and BET versus having airplay on the radio.
Facts. I'm not mad at that.
What about I feel like NWA is a no-brainer.
Yeah. You want me to go back through it?
Well, no, I'm looking at him here. I feel like Outkast is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Outkast is the only group that we have on here, like, from the South.
Best group ever, in my opinion, and by far the best group out the South.
There's 2 that I'm gonna bring up.
Oh, you got to give me 2 real quick, because we got to make sure we get to halftime, quote unquote. But go ahead.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have talked about sports for so long. But
say that.
So
don't do that, man.
Now I know this is like leading off, but what about Grandmaster Flash?
You have to include him.
Be careful.
You have to include him because he's the first rapper to actually introduce.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but
Lone, you got to count.
You know
that,
what?
though.
Like, what did he introduce?
He introduced.
Yeah, what did he introduce?
He started rapping.
No, that's not what it is. So, like, all right, So people that always say, like, right nowadays it's so big to be into being open about yourself and maybe mental health and things of that nature and what's going on out here in the streets and being honest. So the message was that song was actually the first hip hop song.
I wish I
could kind of start the real what's really going on type thing.
I can dig that.
Okay.
From the message, right?
You know,
and then they shot a video with it and all that good stuff.
That's big, bro. That's big.
So I get that. I guess I was just trying to. I was just challenging it because the phrasing was change the game, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, if he's like at the very beginning of it, realistically, he kind of set the table for everything else that we're talking about. That's the only thing I was going to get at.
Well, if we're going to go there, if we want to talk about change the game, then we have to go just a step back further and say, and I know everyone wants to say, oh, there was a fake group or whatever, but you got to give it to the Sugar Hill Gang, because without the Sugar Hill Gang, we don't even make records.
Yeah. That was the first pressing.
That took it out of the park and said, wait a minute, you can make a record and be on the radio.
They put it on wax. That's true. They put it on wax.
And tour. Now, and the thing is, everybody's like, oh, they were a fake group. And they put together. I was like, first of all, you didn't know that until you watched some documentary. I don't want to hear anybody get mad and chatter in the comments if you weren't in the South Bronx in 1978.
I wouldn't.
Because I didn't know that story about, Grandmaster Caz and through Big Bang Hank some rhyme. That was something that came later, because when
I saw it in a
I'm not mad at that.
All I know is when that record used to come on, it used to make people feel good and they would party.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I can dig it.
But I can see Grandmaster Flash or I don't know if
I like to set the table argument. I understand.
But beyond
Sugar Hill Gang, you can make the whole set the table argument as well.
You could.
Beyond that, though, make the argument for Jay-Z, because didn't he just piggyback off of Biggie?
I wouldn't say that. The whole thing is,
I don't know if I saw.
The whole thing about it is, people were paying. When Jay-Z says blueprint, he literally was laying a blueprint for everybody to follow.
Let me ask this question.
And people were doing it.
Let me be more specific.
But Jay-Z took the
hold on. I want to hear what you say. I want to hear what you say.
Well, let me be more specific. Yeah. When did Jay-Z change it? Like, what about his monumental career was it that? What did he actually change?
Consistent. I can't even say it.
Remember that, Red August.
Consistently dropping an album every summer that was good and that was charting, and to Jay Moore's point, was on the radio literally every single year.
Culturally, you got to think about
the longevity is
one,
and the product. I mean, is not a weak product.
Think about you could just pull random stuff from Jay and be like,
even from showing people how to dress.
I was about to say that. You remember the change clothes era, the things that he was saying in those records really changed culture.
I get
like some of the bars that he was saying really 30's a new, like, what was that? 30's a new 20?
That was corny.
I guess I don't
do that, Jay. Don't do that, Jay Moore. What was it? Was it 40? What was the numbers? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
That was corny.
But it had impact though, corny or not. Like, people start wearing button-ups, people start wearing S-dots, people start wearing
shoes.
Yeah,
clothes.
like he had a huge impact on the culture.
They were, who's missing from this list though, is Master P. Master P does not get his props for what he brought to the game. Without Master P, there will be no Rockefeller Records, because he gave them the blueprint on how to do that on your own.
Well, no, because Rockefeller was out.
If we keep
when P hit.
No, but they weren't able. Rockefeller got a deal through somebody.
Right.
They weren't able to get Rockefeller was actually following what Master P was doing. Master P was out beforehand.
If we keep it in a buck,
he got known around
the
same time as a lot of other people, but he was already doing his thing. As far as being an independent artist and showing people how to really get to it, Master P is absolutely one of the people that should be on that list.
I'm not mad at this.
I think maybe they're just trying to go with artistically, because we're going to talk about business wise, then Jay definitely deserves to be on there.
100%.
Baby deserves to be on there.
Yeah.
A lot of these cats from the South
E40.
deserve, then E40.
To me,
if we're talking about business, then we got to take it in a whole nother direction.
I guess that's my
E40
point.
been independent longer than anybody.
I guess that's my thing with Jay though. Like I don't feel like he like legitimately created something brand new.
What about Lil Wayne though? Y'all don't think Lil Wayne should be on that
now?
list?
Lil Wayne there are kids right now.
He has a lot of kids
in the culture
out
that
here.
look exactly like Lil Wayne.
He's got a lot of kids
when he
out
first
here.
came out. Like you can see Kodak Black looked just like Lil
Kodak
Wayne.
Black, Young Thug,
Young Thug,
Migos,
Uzi Vert.
Vert.
All these kids look just like
the
Lil
Island
Wayne.
Boys.
Yeah, they all look like.
I ain't gonna give that to Lil Wayne. I ain't gonna
do.
do him like that.
Yeah, we keep them out of that. But all these kids look just like Wayne.
I guess I don't know. Like
Wayne got a huge.
the
influence.
more in depth that we talk about it, the more like I'm getting into the nuance and getting a little bit. I don't want to say confused, but I'm just like picking it apart, and I'm just like, well, I don't know. Like, what do we consider changing the game? You know,
that means this is a good topic, then.
Yeah, better than the sports ones, maybe.
Come on, man. All right, man. Let's Red August. Can we?
Mike said he was gonna have a seventh quarter moment.
I know.
Don't do that, man. Can we do? Can we shout out the partners real quick? Thank you, Red August.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. Sun King Brewery is what we're drinking on every episode. Check out their many local locations, and they might just be selling in your city if you're not in Indianapolis. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
Boom.
Thanks, Red August, with the extra hand movement. I see you over there producing. I see you, brother. Shout out to the chat. Saw some Lauryn Hill hate and Biggie hate in the chat, but I ain't gonna go down that road. Yeah. Certain people hate Lauryn Hill, man, and it's sad. But
I feel like if there was 20 people on here, Lauryn Hill would be in the list. I feel like Master P would be on the list. I feel like
a few extras we could add.
As much as I like Kendrick, I just don't see him on that list.
I'm a huge Kendrick fan, but that's premature. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Probably I'd put Future on there before, and maybe Young Thug on there before I'd put Kendrick. Maybe
Kendrick is premature on that list.
So then that probably derives from Wayne a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
Weezy could
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
That there's an argument that can be for for Kanye too.
Like if you take Kendrick off.
Wow. Honestly, now that I think about it, how is Kanye not on this list?
That's a good point. If you take
especially over Kendrick.
If you take Kendrick off, I have no problem with that. If you put Weezy in Kendrick's spot, I have no problem with that. No problem with
Well,
that.
if you take Kanye off or Jay-Z off and put Kanye in there.
Lone Desire killing Jay-Z tonight.
Hey, and I think Jay-Z is one of the most important figures ever in hip hop.
I like where you going though. I like where you going.
But Kanye is definitely a huge influence.
100%.
Definitely.
Yeah. Kanye, I actually Let me.
He's one of the only artists.
I'm gonna get to the next.
And we just talked about this prior. Kanye's on the verge of being an old school rapper.
Yeah.
If we want to
he's already there.
Yeah,
he's already there. So is Wayne.
Well, he's one of the cats that the young people still pay attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kanye can do whatever he wants and drop an album tomorrow, and people from the ages of our age on down, are going to check for it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Indeed.
All right, man. So let's go to this next topic. There's a book that's going to be coming out on Complex. It's called Dummy Boy, Tekashi 6ix9ine and the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods.
Oh, great,
dude.
Great. Sounds like a great book.
Yeah,
man. And sounds like a book I'm not going to read.
And this guy made a
Is it a picture book?
Yeah. might have a lot of pictures in it. Might have slides and pictures and stuff. But there's a guy
fans.
He's pretty much talking about this kid's story, and we all know the story about him and the 9 Trey and all that type of stuff. But there's one angle on here
Snitches get stitches.
Somebody wrote a book about
Actually,
it?
they don't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
I'm gonna read. Let me read this passage long,
sorry.
and then I want to see what y'all think. Now, the author of the book says this was a time in American life when the highest levels of government, the leader of the executive branch, would publicly troll people would say outrageous things for attention and would inspire cult-like loyalty from people who didn't care about the literal truth or what he was saying. It was his trolling and insults that made these people feel like he represented them. It's no surprise that the biggest rap star in 2018 also fits that description.
I don't agree.
So this guy's saying pretty much that in a Trump-led society, Tekashi 6ix9ine was able to thrive because he was kind of like the president.
That's a reach, man. It's
that a
almost
reach?
Yeah, it's almost like you're trying
Biggest artist of
you're trying to
2018?
put two pop culture icons together. You're trying to marry them for no reason.
Okay.
If we're talking about somebody that's trolling,
Yeah.
somebody that's giving you the blueprint of trolling is 50 Cent. And he started trolling people in the early 2000s.
That's fair.
And has been consistent ever since.
He was
That's
trolling
fair.
people with how to rob, and that was
Exactly.
late 90s.
Exactly.
That's fair.
So that has nothing to do with Trump.
I don't even think Tekashi 6ix9ine is trolling. I just think he's an idiot.
No, he is
No,
absolutely
he's trolling. I
He's
think he's trolling.
absolutely
Yeah, he's trolling. I think he's trolling. Yeah.
People
He's
have-
an idiot also, but he's trolling. Yeah,
It's almost like whoever's writing this didn't know anything about the internet, because the internet does not have anything to do. I mean, it does because Trump used it as a platform, but to marry the two, Tekashi and Trump.
You don't see any correlation though?
No, I mean, I see two trolls.
That's what he's saying though.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying that he wouldn't exist
If it wasn't
without
for
Trump.
Okay.
And that's not true, because there's many Trumps, trolls. The National Enquirer has been trolling people
Exactly.
for 30, 40 years. So this is nothing new. He just learned how to use his platform
So let me ask you
to
this.
make money.
Let me ask you this then. Let me say it this way. With his trolling and him, being affiliated with Nine Trey and all, whatever, however you want to call it, whatever happened.
Paying the money. They had him on payola. That's why he snitched on everybody. He was tired of paying out money.
He definitely was the bread. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was the bread, and he definitely was paying them. We know that part. So if you guys think that this would have been do you think it would have been received the way it was? Because Lone, you looked at me when he said 2018 biggest rapper, right? Whatever we want to call it.
Who was the biggest rapper?
I'm
You saying that he was?
Yes.
I'm going off what I read on the comment from the
Dude
author,
trying to
right?
sell books in the
Yeah,
sleaziest way.
Don't do that. Do we think Tekashi 6ix9ine would have been able to make that rise? I don't know.
He'd have been able to do
5
this.
years.
He'd have been able
5
to do,
years
if Jimmy
ago
Carter
from
was president,
2018.
he'd have been able to do
Yeah,
this.
So
man,
you're
that's
saying it
just
still was going to work?
That's just the nature of the internet and social media and foolishness.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's just how
I
it
like where
played
you're
out.
going with it. In my opinion, I like where you're going with it
I don't like it at all.
because that's the era. The trolling.
What does that have to do with Trump?
Huh?
Trump did invent trolling.
I ain't. He's not saying that he invented it though. He's saying that the guy in the highest position in the world is a troll, and that may have a trickle down effect to how things are received. That's the way I took
saying
it.
that 6ix9ine wouldn't exist if Trump was never president.
Yeah, if he wasn't in a Trump world.
I don't know, man.
That makes absolutely
sense at
no
all.
sense, man.
I don't know if what I'm saying is I don't know if he would have been as successful if it wasn't in the times that we're in now. That's me.
I don't understand how people are putting it with Trump.
He'd have probably been more successful because if you don't have Trump sucking up a lot of the air in the room, then there's more air for Tekashi 6ix9ine to be a troll. Like
Possibly.
I don't know.
I mean, I've been trying. I don't really see the correlation. Like I feel like.
Let me read the headline, Lone. The headline, I'm coming right to you. 6ix9ine's fame could have only happened in Trump's America, according to the author. That's what that's
Say that again. I wasn't paying attention.
6ix9ine's fame could have only happened in Trump's America, according to the Dummy Boy author.
So when he says dummy boy, is he referring to himself as the author or 6ix9ine?
You know,
Look, man.
you know better.
Maybe I have to read the article, or maybe I have to read the book or something to understand this.
I'm not doing either.
The fine nuances.
It's like we're trying to find a reason to keep Tekashi relevant.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to read it though, because
Okay,
one,
all right.
he was irrelevant when apparently he was the biggest artist in the world.
He definitely was not.
Like I'm so like he's like talking about Trump or Kanye. Like I don't care to give him any type of airway. I don't think he's trolling Apparently he's trolling some. I don't know. I think he's just an idiot. But
Tekashi might have wrote this book.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not.
You know what happened? We've been trolled. We've been trolled.
Have we been trolled?
We're talking about this book that none of us are going to read. We have been successfully trolled.
We have been successfully. Yeah, I don't see it though, because to me it does. I'm trying to find a logical element, and there just isn't one.
I can't find it.
It just sounds like somebody's like, oh, here's a cool idea. Okay. What if I can marry this idea with this over here, and then
I'm good.
Take this piece of thread and pull them. I just don't see it. Like Tekashi, Trump would have been Trump without Trump. Has been Trump his entire life. Tekashi's probably been Tekashi his whole life. Like
when his rise to fame with his poop kickers on.
I think if
quinceañeras.
I see.
I feel like if anything, it says less to the fact. I don't think it has less to do with Trump and more to do with what Jay Moore said about technology and the social media and how much access, and he learned how to troll people in the technology space. That's the only thing. But as far as like marrying them two together, no,
you don't see it.
No, not at all.
Okay,
personally,
like Birdman says, I respect it.
I
see where he was going. I see where he was going, but I understand what y'all saying.
I ain't giving him none of that.
You ain't going. Clearly, y'all, all three of y'all not going. You know,
all three of
y'all not going.
I just feel like. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because I don't want to give him any of my time either. I don't even want to give him my mental space.
I'm trying to remove myself from that because I'm in that space as well. But I'm trying to set that to the side.
Tekashi 6ix9ine
Me neither.
He just yells really loud.
That's it, Long.
I mean, I've only heard like 2 of his songs ever.
Yeah, I'm too old for that.
So.
Next.
All right, man. Yeah, Terry said next.
Wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up. I'm moving on to the next one.
Next.
I didn't see this one. Well, Terry put it in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. But Future was on Instagram, and I don't know who got him in his feelings, but he said
somebody put the battery in his
back. Put a battery in this young man's back. He said in the streets.
He ain't young.
I'm bigger than Jigga. Obviously he's related to Jay-Z. We just talked about in the list. But Future pretty much saying he bigger than Jay in the streets.
In the streets.
Here's my thing, man.
What poll were they taking in the streets to where?
And which streets are they?
Which streets are we talking about?
Listen, man. He said
just Atlanta.
Yeah, he said clearly Future thinking about just Atlanta because I just don't see it, man. Now we talked about Future's influence in previous topics, and I don't listen to Future music. I'm not saying
as well.
I've always said Future music don't connect to me. It never will, and that's cool. But I'm not gonna cap and say he doesn't have the influence. Future's influence is huge.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Jay-Z though, come on, man.
You know how I feel about Future.
Come on, man. Even if you think Future music trash and you don't listen to it and whatever.
Hey, in the years post Outkast, somebody had to rep the dungeon.
Don't associate. You know that
bothers me. Not in their album.
Yeah, you know that bothers me. Don't do that. But not Jay though. In the streets, it got to be the streets of Atlanta and maybe the South because I just don't.
Probably
I just don't see it, man. I just don't see Jay at this point. I just don't see.
Somebody from Memphis ain't saying Future is bigger than Jay-Z.
Nah. I just don't see it, man. Like, I mean, A for effort. Somebody must have got him in his feelings, and I think the line about somebody playing ball with your son might have bothered him a little bit. He might still be mad about that.
I mean,
I don't know.
Is he trying to quit? I feel like Jay-Z is just this figure that has ascended. I don't even know what I'm referencing here. There's like this idea of once you evolve as a person in a species, eventually you turn into nothing and nothingness and you become part of everything. I feel like Jay-Z's like on that path and Future's still here.
And I'm gonna tell you what gas Future too is. He brought Kanye out for a performance and he says, I'm the only one to get Ye to pull up whenever, wherever.
I'm pretty sure Jay-Z can get him to pull up whenever he wants him to.
Man, roll it loud.
Pretty sure.
But who cares?
Everything I do is legendary or it won't get done. That's what Future said.
Kanye is not God.
You realize Jay-Z wouldn't show up to any of these little nasty festivals that y'all think are important, even if you told him he was going to be the headliner?
Wouldn't do it.
Like these festivals, all these Rolling Louds.
They can't even pay him enough money.
Like, you know, for Jay to leave his house.
Yeah.
whatever it
What's
is.
the bag has got to be.
I can't even imagine.
I don't know what the
Y'all
bag.
must have forgot y'all never got to see what Jay's crib looked like on Cribs.
Yeah.
Was it rubbing two things?
No,
Stop, man.
he didn't
Stop.
do it.
He ain't even do it.
Shouts to Redman.
He said, "I'm too big for this."
Yeah.
Way too
then.
big.
Yeah.
I just don't see a future, and you know, you can put out records and continue to do that. That's cool, but outside of Bankhead and
Hey,
you know,
maybe him and
Mary
Kanye are
Decatur
really
and
good
all that.
friends, and he can call Kanye.
But
out.
he did stunt when he said that because Kanye
that
did
stunning?
come out. He had a stunt. He was
How
like,
is
"Man,
that
I call you."
but
Yeah,
how
yeah,
is
yeah.
that stunning?
I'm sorry. Doesn't
This
Jay-Z
kinda
have a
goes
whole
back-
album with Kanye West?
This kinda
and did a
goes
whole
back
tour
to-
with him.
to
You
saying that-
you brought him out on when he leaves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
Brought
never
him
seen,
out, though.
never heard
Bum-ass
Watch the
festivals.
Throne?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying, man. I'm
You
just saying.
don't have an album with this guy.
the
said-
audacity.
He
You
said-
have an album with
he said he can
Drake,
get Ye to come
and
out
that
whenever.
ain't taking nothing away from Drake, but
It ain't Jay-Z.
it ain't Jay-Z.
And this doesn't even take anything away from Future, except the fact that it's just not right.
Alone, I'm the only one can get Ye to pull up whenever,
Hey, yes.
wherever.
I bet you
cares?
Kim can.
Don't do that. Don't.
She might have just left
Don't-
Pete's house.
I'm
do that.
just so mad that he's
Don't do
using Kanye as
As
his
the measuring
point.
stick, yeah.
like Kanye is not a measuring stick for anything.
He might be though.
No, he's not.
That kind of goes back to the most influential that he should have been on that
Red
list.
August, get your
But
boy, man.
I see what you're saying.
Ah.
Jay-Z can absolutely tell him to pull up whenever. Beyonce can absolutely tell him to pull up whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think you forgot who the Carters
all I'm
really
saying
are.
is this, and I can't believe I'm in this position of, you know, right? I'm on the Future side of this, so
You're
somewhat.
just presenting it.
I'm presenting it, but all I'm saying is,
Oh,
let's.
you're on Future side here?
No, I'm not completely on
Please
it. What
tell
I'm-
us your argument.
No, what I'm saying is, let's not downplay Future's impact on the culture.
I
No one
now.
cares
I'm
less.
not saying he's bigger than Hov.
That's not
I'm
what-
not saying
That's
that.
not what this conversation's about.
I'm just saying, let's not down.
when you
let's-
come at Jay-Z like that, you have to
You're
be
right.
like
You're right.
you're inviting it.
You're right. You're right.
You can't say, "Oh, I'm bigger than the biggest artist in hip hop."
You
In
don't
the
have
streets,
your
though,
own color.
ever.
In the
You don't
streets,
have your
does
own
that matter?
color.
Does that matter?
Jay-Z has his
streets
own
are-
color.
What streets?
Red August, get your boy, man. What streets?
Look, there are streets where if Future showed up, they'd be like, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
You're right.
There's no street that you
Not
can show
Russell Wilson Street.
Yeah. Now there's no streets you could show up and
Cut
Jay-Z
it out,
show
man.
up and it wouldn't. Every thug, every weirdo, every killer would want to take a picture with Jay-Z.
That's true. I think Future mad that Russell Wilson is labeled as a nerd, but he got like 3 times more money than him, and he got Sierra.
Hey, it's in to be a nerd.
Huh?
It's in to be a nerd.
People be dissing Russell
you wanna
Wilson.
call
He
him a
seem like
nerd,
cool
First
guy.
of all,
and he got way more money than
because
Future.
first of all, when people talk about Russell Wilson, they like, oh yeah. First of all, Russell Wilson is a professional football player,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you put me up if there was going to be a fight between a professional football player and an on and off drug user, I'm taking the football player every single time.
And a what?
On and off drug user who makes beats.
Percocet. Molly Percocet.
He said an on and off drug user.
Well,
You went from football player to on and off drug user
Like
that
if
makes
you
beats.
like you know
that's a comparison you can make though,
That's tough.
because
Look, I
that's
mean-
a baby daddy and a husband.
Look,
It is.
I'm just saying, like, you know, if look, ladies, if you are dating somebody and they got if they got some unprocessed hate against Russell Wilson on behalf of Future, you probably should get out of that relationship.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Russell Wilson from what I see.
Well, no, because weirdos and dope fiends think he's not cool as Future.
why Sierra want him? Why would she want to be with somebody that owns a soccer team and is an NFL
I'm kind
quarterback
of
and
sorry
make
that
a
I
whole
brought
bunch
Russell
of money?
up. I didn't mean to. Like,
Yeah, like that's what they be saying. No, he corny, man. Who wants to own
But they're
part
people-
of a soccer
but, you know,
team
people,
and all that?
There
Like,
are
who
people
wants to do that?
in Future's lane who think that Jay-Z is corny, you know, now that he wears suits and owns businesses and doesn't use double negatives all the time. Like, it's just
People need to grow up.
Yeah, Jay-Z a cornball for
having
raising
a
his
family,
kids
Having
and
his
having a
life
family. Yeah, don't nobody want to hear that.
getting
He ain't
married,
got
doing
no-
all that corny stuff.
He ain't got no illegitimate kids or nothing.
Yeah.
He out
See,
here just born.
Jay-Z's
this
supposed
goes-
to be on food stamps. Like that's the way they see
And this
it.
goes back to what I was saying about Jay. Like, I feel like if we're not talking about the artistry and the music
Yeah.
aspect of it,
Yeah,
the whole embodiment of Jay-Z,
yeah,
there might not be anybody higher
more.
on that
Yes,
list.
yeah.
that's fair.
But when we talk just about what he's done as far as the music elements and style, I don't know. I feel like he's always kind of had his own thing, and it's always been kind of part of something else in a way. It's never been like straight crazy drastic, but I don't know.
Jay is that dude though.
Consistency.
Consistency.
Jay's
Yeah, I
that
can dig
guy.
that.
All right, Future. So we gonna say you out your mind on this
It's
one,
gonna
brother.
be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
How much time do we have left?
We got
Couple
about
minutes.
a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
I just wanted, before we got out of here, I don't think it would be right if we didn't say a rest in peace to 𝐀𝐁𝐿
Yes.
from the UTFO.
Yes.
You know, one of those groups from the early 80s that once again laid the groundwork for this. When we talk about anybody who gets a little money in hip hop, you know what I'm saying, if it weren't for the UTFOs, Houdinis, Run DMCs,
Yes.
those people who took it to the next level on a commercial level and showed, hey, we can get money and actually talk about this and
Yes.
have magazines and put it on the radio and then now do podcasts. Like, those are the groups that really laid the groundwork. So yeah, shout out to 𝐀𝐁𝐿. I didn't want us to get out of here without saying
Straight up.
this.
I'm glad you said that.
55, only 55.
I'm glad you said that. And there's a video that I saw, which was, you know, it's crazy. It's DMX bringing him out on stage.
Yeah. DMX had a lot of love for the old
Brother
school
Tonight
artists.
actually brought up a good point. The bassist from the Roots died as well.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes,
yeah,
I forgot about that. And I'm at fault because I always lump the Roots in together. You know what I'm saying? So individually, once you get outside of Quest,
Leonard
you
Hubbard.
get outside of
So I've seen them live with him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the bass lines and things that he was doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you haven't seen a Roots show, there's a part in the show where they do stuff that's hot right now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's not even their own thing.
That's
it's
my bucket
whatever's
list of
hot.
shows. Yeah,
And
haven't seen yet.
Hub was nuts on that bass. The shows that I seen.
Yeah.
The one that always had the nature stick in his mouth, for those that don't know. But he was a dope member of the Roots before they got done popular.
Any video that I've watched them and rock, like, Fam was nice with it. Fam was nice with it. So, you know, to your point. So rest in peace to him, man. He's
original member.
Yeah, original. And you know, like I said, I try not to lump them together, but I always just say the Roots. So it's kind of hard to pick through there. But I know who you're talking about, especially when you describe them and you go back and listen to certain things and watch performances. Fam was nice with it. So rest in peace to those brothers, man. Just continue to lose a lot of people in hip hop, which is crazy. But salute to those brothers. Rest in peace and condolences to their families as well. All right, man, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. As I always say, go to Google, search the New Old Heads. Anything you find, like, subscribe. There's a bell there. There's a Patreon. Sign up for that. Pay for that. We appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
A minute.
Peace.